Hello, welcome to Psychic Revolution. It's an amazing journey we've been through together, huh, Susana?
It's been great. And I love that you said psychic revolution because
Oops.
it is a psychic revolution along with the mystic
Well,
revolution. In
you
our world,
know,
those are
it's
inextricably
Mystic
entwined.
Revolution. And the thing is that this season, we're playing with strengthening our soul senses. So we're
Yes.
talking about psychic information. And while we're at it, keep tuned because next season we're looking at the path of psychic mastery.
Yeah.
So that's what I had in my brain. So thanks for making that what it should be. Let's have our meditation and then we'll talk more. So when you're ready, please notice that you're in a chair or you're walking along, whatever you feel your feet on the ground. But feel the weight on the ground, on the chair, and let gravity do its work and feel it. Gravity is pulling from your center to the center of the earth. And this is always happening. And it's the reality. We're connected to the earth and we can let go of what we're done with and let it fall out, like opening our hands and the sand falls to the earth. So open your hands and let the sand fall. Anything that's not you, not now. Oh, beautiful. And now bring your attention to the top of your head at the crown, like a cloud or like a candle flame or like a pool of water. Bring your attention at the top of your head. And now let that attention fall down into the center of your head, which is behind your third eye. It's behind and up a little from your eyes in the center, between your ears, and up a little in the center. Just rest your attention like a little pool of water or cloud or candle flame. Good, and rest there and notice you're connected to the earth. And you can stay like that with your eyes closed, or you can start to move around as we come back to start to talk here in Mystic Revolution about the chakras. We're doing a special, like, 4 time conversation about them. And I just want to say that last time we were playing with rooted in reality, feet chakras, root chakra, earth star. And
Yeah.
today we go up, take
Yeah.
it on up. So take it away, Susana.
Yeah. So taking it on up. So just for a moment, we're just kind of sitting here. We talked about grounding. You can tune it into the root and tune into your feet as Wendy and I are talking, and just let yourself be grounded. Just say, I'm grounded, and just notice how you feel in that. And from that grounding, we can move up then to the second chakra, or the sacral center, which is really right beneath your belly button. Um, for people in female bodies, it's like right in the womb space area. And this center really has a lot to do with emotions, with creativity. Also in conjunction with the roots is sexuality, right? And this is true for people in all different kinds of bodies. And this is this place where your rootedness can really have a great impact, right? We talked about that being a solid foundation of safety and security, and especially with emotionality, right? Having that solid foundation can do a lot for this particular energy center. I find that this place often soaks up a lot of other people's energy. I mean, all the different energy centers do, but this one in particular has its own special way of doing that, and can translate into how we feel,
Mm-hmm.
how emotions run through us, how creativity runs through us, even, how our sexual energy runs through us. So I don't know. What do you have to say about that, Wendy?
Yeah, everything you said. I would also say that the overarching from my perspective about this chakra is that it's our body communication,
Yeah.
and our in a lot of ways our body relationship, our relationship between our soul or spirit and the body gets processed here, and also other people's bodies, our our body's relationship with other people, how they're doing with their bodies. We get a lot of data here, and so it helps to be cleansing and cleaning. It helps to be processing, and it helps to really be distinguishing what's mine, what's theirs.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I like to say hi to at this chakra, which is so good at it, helps with attracting what I'd like in the world, what my body wants, is desire. I read desire here, and that desire can help me know what my body wants, and also like pull it in, like magnetize it. So that's a delicious thing to be playing with.
Yeah. Oh, I love that you said that. We haven't talked a lot about pulling in what you want or manifesting. And we have a little bit. We'll talk about that maybe next season a little bit more. But being able to read our different energy centers and see what kinds of energy are sort of taking up space there,
Mm-hmm.
sort of driving what those energy centers are doing, the operating system in any given moment, it
Mm-hmm.
is super important. And I love what you said about body information. It also makes me think about, we talk about intuition quite a bit, but there's also the gut feeling, right? The gut feeling. And
Yeah.
often we discount what we feel in our gut because there's too much noise and other stuff going on there.
Yes.
And I also don't think it's a mistake or a joke that a lot of people have gut issues, right? Physical issues that often exacerbate or contribute to, emotional issues or creativity, like brain fog,
Yes.
whatever it is, right? So we can look at this area and we can look at it energetically and, our favorite word, use our discernment, determine what's needed there and how to best tend to it so that we can, be more full in that area.
Yes. Yes. This chakra, as you said, there's a lot of clairsentience, and there's a lot of not fully understanding and empowered empaths in the world that we both say hello to a lot. And this is the big chakra. Like, it's great to be an empath. It means that we can perceive a lot of information, and we can be informed by it, and we can act from it. But it's important to be able to moderate it so it's not driving us nuts.
Yeah, or
Not
be at
driving
the
us nuts.
mercy
Be at
of
the
it.
mercy of it. Or be like awash in it.
Yeah.
And then bringing that together with what we said before, there's the other people's energy, which we can just release and let that go back to them, or let that go down to the earth for processing.
Yeah.
But there's a whole lot of energy here in that chakra to process, to let the chakra process. But I notice also that other parts of the system sometimes are like clogged up with this emotional energy. Heart, I see a lot of like old heartbreak, old loss, right at the heart. I see it in throat, like it's all, it could be all over the place. And that can just, we can ask that to drain down as we start to let this chakra go and cleanse, to drain it out of the rest of the places that might be giving us trouble, all bogged down in emotions, and it can't process it.
Yeah.
Process it here. can process it down there. So I just want to say that because I see it a lot and it's very handleable. So if what I'm saying makes sense to you and you can just do it, great. And if you can't, come play with us.
Yeah, great. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Come play with us in our meditations
Mm-hmm.
or contact us directly, either way.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you brought up again, right? As we work with these energy centers, they aren't just isolated centers that, you work to get balanced and then you're okay. Like they relate to all the other centers, and we could talk all hour about this, but we have to move on to the next one, which is the third chakra, or the solar plexus, which is, I like to think of it as sort of the core power center, your center for personal power. And of course, how we're processing emotions, how we're processing sexual energy or creative energy absolutely impacts our sense of power, our sense of confidence, of purpose. And solar plexus, I really love to think of this as a bright, beautiful sun right in my core. Right in my core. And the idea that we talked about last week of the spinning wheels and getting that spinning and moving can help us, again, create more space for our personal power. So we're talking a lot about draining other people's energy, excess energy, stuff that isn't ours in this. And I think I often will start with this energy center with people because so many people feel disempowered by whatever in their relationship, by the world, by their job. Like they don't have any choices, or they can't, it's too scary. Yeah.
I also think that we get tripped, especially in female body people, but we get tripped by not disambiguating between true spiritual power and like what we do when we don't have spiritual power. Force, manipulation, and running on one side, fighting, war, bad behavior. Bad behavior, right? And that's not what we're not talking about that. That's what we do when we don't have spiritual power. Then when our solar plexus isn't shining. I use another metaphor a lot, which is the river of life flowing through us, the power of the divine flowing through us. And can I drink from that or not? Can I let it flow or not? So there's power. And then there's also it's really the same, but let's disambiguate it, will, to have our free will. And to be able to make choice, to be able to allow the power and then choice. That's something also. There's all this push-pull, there's religious and social programming that like gets in the way of saying, I get to choose. I have free will. And that my essential will is connected to divine will. When it all gets, but it gets all kinds of crazy in there. But when it gets uncrazy and balanced, we're on track and we can be trusted.
I love what you just said. Yeah. And I'll just give a quick little story. I used to be absolutely riddled with anxiety. I mean, a feeling of terror just in my body all the time. And when I started working with the idea of my own power in connection with the divine, it changed everything. It changed everything. And, the idea that I could make choices, that I could have different opinions, that I could step up and out in ways that I hadn't before, or I could continue to do the same things I was doing, but just without the anxiety, right? It was game changing for me. So I love what you said about that. And,
huge.
We'll talk more about divine energy in conjunction with our own, but or owning the divinity that we each have. But
Mm-hmm.
I think in the power center, what I call the power
Yeah.
center,
Yeah.
it's super relevant.
Yeah. Yeah. I call it the power center too. And so I tend to talk about power, will, and and energy, like accessing the energy that our body needs, because we're still in the body chakras here,
Yeah.
that our body needs to be us, do us, make our impact, to like do what we're here for.
Yeah.
Can we allow that energy to flow? And where do we put that energy? I call that energy distribution.
Yeah.
Like, do I put in a whole lot of communication? Do I, take on three levers? Do I, what am I doing with my energy? Am I, piling up money? Am I playing with children? What am I doing with the energy I have? And is that where I choose for it to be?
Yeah.
It's really important. Lastly, all that power helps us access our astral experience and memory. So, in dreams and visions, that direct experience of the another much more spiritual, energetic reality that is our birthright, we can get there from here, I believe.
Yeah. And in fact, when I've worked with people in hypnosis and we've done past life regressions or journeys or even parallel lifetimes, multidimensional, let's just say, often it starts here in the core, right? Because I always go in, like, let's tune into the body. Where do we start? It's right here. Because so many of our life experiences, right, are around how our sense of self, right, our power dynamics within ourselves and with other people, and how much we honor our connection with the divine or not, right? If we're more ego driven or service oriented, like it all kind of comes back here in ways. So it's kind of interesting.
That's really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're headed toward break, but I
Oh,
want to say that another thing that is so important, one way to look at this chakra is, the next one's the heart, which we'll see after the break. But the next one's the heart. And sometimes I'm like, okay, the heart is like a diamond shining with light,
yeah.
held in the setting, like the wedding ring picture, in a setting. And that setting is the solar plexus.
Mm-hmm.
So it holds the heart so the heart can do its job. And so in that holding, it's the one doing the boundaries. It's the one holding the space, mine. And so many people try to do that. No, I have to protect my heart. I have to protect my heart. I have to, and it's just like, well, okay, so look lower.
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Well, more to say on that
here
when
we
we get
go.
back.
Thank you, We Are Historically, for your conscious human apparel. Shop online at wearehistorically.com.
Hey everyone, just a friendly reminder that on the first Tuesday of every month, we hold a Mystic Revolution meditation, and you're invited. Just go to our website and you'll find the link. We look forward to seeing you then.
Raise your vibration and energize your life with specialized Fibonacci tuning forks that deepen meditations and empower self-healing. Get your vibrational sound tools for personal enhancement at energybodytuners.com.
welcome back to Mystic Revolution. And we've been saying hi to the sacral chakra, and now we're finishing up the solar plexus chakra. And we were saying, oh, there's protection available for us. So you want to talk more about that, Susana?
Yeah, just quickly. I mean, you spoke about people who come to you for help in protecting themselves, protecting their heart, and about the idea that the solar plexus really provides that protection, right?
Yes.
There are obviously, we can tend to the heart, and we'll talk about that. But one thing that I wanted to say is that when we are powerful in ourselves, when we can own and hold our connection with the divine in our solar plexus, the need or the constant need to put up protection and worry about protection, it kind of disintegrates.
Yes, because it's done.
Because it's done.
Handled.
It's
Yeah.
handled. Yeah, because we've got that solid center holding.
Yes. Nobody
right?
messes. You walk down New York City street, you know, like you're all that. Nobody's going to mess with you. They're going to mess with the one that's like, oh, you know.
Well, and
then-
I totally am a testimony. I mean, I remember I'm really tall. I'm almost 5'11". When I was feeling terror-filled and meek, I constantly got
Yeah.
harassed. Now I don't at all.
No.
When I started building into this, it stopped.
Yeah.
Because the energy I was carrying was really different. It wasn't,
Yes.
I'm afraid of the world, right? I need protection. It was like, you know, I'm here and I'm walking, get out of the way.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Kindly get out of the way.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with me, right?
No,
Walk
no.
softly and carry a big stick.
Yes. Well, and own your height. I mean, half the problem was I spent
Yes.
my whole life trying to pretend that I wasn't this tall.
Yes.
But that's another
Yeah.
story. Let's go back to the heart now. So, talking about heart protection, we've got that with the solar plexus, but the heartbreak is real. Heart woundedness is real. And while we know that the heart sort of governs the ideas of giving and receiving love, holding love, feeling love, also connecting with the God of your heart, right? The inspiration of the divine in your heart space and breathing it into your heart, into your lungs. And so many times, in our lifetimes, we get a stab to the heart, or we get a break in the heart.
Yeah, like you said, like a lot of people, I very often around the heart chakra, I'm seeing still open wounds, closed wounds, scars, so present timing and healing that out is helpful. As I said, pulling out all the emotions of others and ourselves is really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Letting the solar plexus do its job is really helpful. And I really believe that us acknowledging what the heart chakra is actually about is helpful. Like for me, there's so many chakras that have a lot of things going on. Like I named a bunch. We named a bunch in the third chakra, and up throat chakra. Oh my goodness! It's like when I look at it, it's like the board for the guy who's doing all the music, for the producer or whatever.
Guy. Oh, the
right
yeah.
sound guy.
Mm-hmm.
There's all this, like there's just so many buttons.
Sound engineer, yes.
But for me, the heart chakra has one job. It has one job, and that's more than enough, which is to experience the oneness. Mm-hmm. That's the spiritual reality. And when we start to let that happen, it changes our dance with everything. We start to experience our oneness, actually experience the spiritual reality of oneness with the divine, with the earth, with the children of the earth, with my own body. Oh God, that's such a healing. With people that I care about, people that are whatever, the dog drawing down. I love these days. I love to just beam together with the babies and the dogs. I just love it. I just love it. I'm just like, I experience the oneness with the baby. Baby's happy. Experiences back. Hello, dog. Seriously, because there's not all that crap.
There's not. Well, and I, so often in the people that I work with, when we go and we sort of try and find the seed of the heartache or the heartbreak, it is back when, they're a little baby or a little child, right? Where the break happens, the break with the oneness, the break with self, the first trauma. I mean, really, trauma is that break with that first heartbreak with yourself, with the world. And we're trying now, we're trying to get back to that feeling.
Yeah.
Or that, I'm not going to say feeling, it's a feeling, but it's a state.
Yeah, it's a soul sense. It's a still feeling. It's a state. And it's some people, like any of the senses that we've talked about for this season, every chakra has a sense.
Yeah.
And that's really the foundation of what we're talking about with soul senses. Every chakra has a sense, and some combinations have sense too. And then we can sense, and then it has an action. Every chakra has a sense and an action, and that's available for us. So, it's easiest to say in the brow, we can see what is, and then we can see what's possible and hold that and then live into it. Same, every chakra. So the heart is just so important in that. Can we hold this oneness in experience, and then what's possible for us to live into in that oneness, wholeness? People might call it God consciousness or whatever. It's really a big deal.
Yeah, it really is a big deal. And I mean, we'll talk about this more later, hopefully. But I mean, one thing I'd just say is that it's really easy for our heart to get divided. All the noise that's going on right now, all the stuff out there. I mean, I work with a lot of people just in sort of like, let's just eliminate that noise, right? This whole series has been about living from the inside out.
Yes.
And that divisiveness can really, energy can really show up in our hearts pretty quickly. So leaning back into that oneness, remembering your connection with the divine, God consciousness, the universe, the vital river that flows through everything, is really a good practice.
So we're completing now with the second, third, and fourth chakra, the sacral, the solar plexus, and the heart. Is there anything else you want to say as we close, Susana?
No, I don't think so. I think we're good. I think I'll just say, knowing that the heart is a place where some of our first wounding occurs, and where some of the big wounds come in around not being part of the one, not fitting in, not being good enough to fit in, not being good enough for the divine or good enough for God, right? All of these things aren't true. They're lies. And all of this practice is just about remembering the truth and allowing yourself to step into the possibility of this truth, and using many of the tools that we've talked about in our series here to tend to that.
Thank you. Yeah, you said, I don't have anything to say, and then you say an awesome thing. I just want
Oh, okay.
Woohoo!
Thanks.
Yeah. So thanks so much for playing with us. And we're headed toward meditation again, so you might want to get comfortable. And I just want to say, next time, of course, we're going to go up to the above the throat and the brow and the crown, having done the heart as the center of our body chakras. All right, let's just tune into ourselves and feel your skin. Let your eyes close. Good. And again, notice your weight in the chair or on your feet. Notice your connection between your body and the earth. And rest in the center of your head. And just let yourself notice your heart chakra. You just notice it. Let it maybe shine like a little bit like a diamond. And notice your solar plexus. That's near the diaphragm. It's a little below where your ribs come together. And just intend or notice that that shines like the sun. And let's say hello to the sacral chakra, a couple fingers below your belly button. And let yourself notice that as like something really comfortable, a delicious pillow, a delicious beanbag chair, just a place to rest that is sweet and comfortable and easy. Good. And from the center of your head, grounded. Notice how your body feels as you say hi to these chakras. And I hope you have fun playing with them. Take a deep breath. You can continue to meditate, or if you'd like, you can start to move around. And thanks so much, Susana.
Thank you, Wendy. Thanks for being with us, everybody. See you next time.
Thanks so much for playing with us. Please support Mystic Revolution by liking and sharing our show.
And sign up to get notified when new content is available. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Have a happy always.
Join us for our monthly Mystic Meditation on the first Tuesday of the month at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time.
Click on the link in the description to get more information and join the Mystic Revolution.
We look forward to seeing you then.